Hello everyone, you're welcome. This is Kingsley from KingspetDesigns. If you're just joining me for the first time, please ensure you subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new video. Okay, I want to use this opportunity to thank as many who have been watching my video. I must really appreciate each and every one of you. I really thank you for your support. You've been supporting me. Watching my video is actually a big encouragement to me, and also your comment is actually something very amazing. It actually helps me, and it gives me the encouragement to keep on creating good videos like this one you are about to watch right now. So without much waste of time, let's just go straight into today's tutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to create. Okay, as you can see, this is the website we've actually created so far. What we've done so far, this is what we've actually come up with. So now I'm going to be walking you through how to create other pages in this particular website. I promised when I started this video that I am going to be taking the long process on this particular home page, while on the rest of the pages I'm going to try my best to see how to take the shorter method to give us a faster output. In this particular one, I'm going to be making use of a little internet connection just to enable me to load up some things. When I get to that place, I'm going to actually let you know. So now I'm going to go straight. Let me preview this page. Like now I want to work on this about page. I want to start from here as I'm going down. So I'm going to start with this about page. Now work on some of these pages. I'll just show you how to create some of these pages, then you can actually do the rest from the ideas I'm going to give you so far. So now let's open this one. So now I'm going to open it and allow it to load. So this is what we now have. This is what we have on this particular page. It's actually a blank page, only having this header here. And for we to be able to create this header, we actually don't need anything on this particular page. So now let me do something. I'm going to still keep this, or let me just duplicate it. I'll duplicate it, then let me edit this particular page, so that I'm not editing with Elementor, I'm editing straight. I want to get away with this particular heading here. So I'm going to remember I'm using Flux theme. That's the theme I'm actually using for this particular tutorial. In case you're having something different, you might actually have a little difficulty in this particular aspect. But if you have any challenge anywhere, you can actually drop in your comment box below. I'll try my best to see how to solve it for you. So now on this place, I'm going to come where I have my layout option. I'm going to come here and make it no. That's display content in it. I'm going to make it no. Then on the title, I'm going to also make it no. So after doing that, I'm going to update this page. So this was the initial what we have here initially. So now after the update, okay, page has been updated. You can see it over here. So now let me refresh this page so that you see. Once I refresh the page, you are going to see that this particular menu title here will go up. You can see it has actually gone up. I've actually removed that particular title. So now I can now move ahead into editing this particular page. Now let's see. I'm going to now click on edit with Elementor. I can also do it here direct, but I want to keep this place as our testing zone where we are going to be previewing the website, how it looks like. So let me come back here. Just wait for it. It's going to pop up the Elementor and I'll actually open up for you. Let's just wait. Okay, this is my Elementor right now. So I'm now going to start building up all this particular site. So now the first thing I'm going to do in some cases, you might, after creating this particular page, your menu bar might not be displaying. So if you follow this approach I'm going to be showing you, it will actually save you the menu bar from disappearing. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to first of all bring this out and place it here. This particular I'm going to delete it later on in the tutorial. So now I already have this, so let me just style it and see. Let me just give the whole section. Let me click on this whole section, right click, edit column, then let me just give it a color so that I'll differentiate it from anyone there. So let's just leave it like this. I'm okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do for this particular, to further with this, you actually going to connect your internet connection here so as to be able to load up the element I'm going to open now. You can see I have my internet connection connected already. You can see it. I have my internet connection already on. So now I'm going to now come to where I have this. Now I'm going to click on here, then it's going to load up. This is why I said you need the internet connection. Once the internet connection is actually on, it's going to load up all these pages for you. So these are already pre-made pages by Elementor, which we can actually use for our designs. So you can just pick any of these and customize it to any way you want it to be. So now we are actually trying to build our about page. So you can also come here, you have several ones. If you actually want to pick different blocks by blocks to create your website, you can actually pick from each block blocks here, or you can decide to pick the entire, select an entire page from here. Okay, let me do something now. If I am to search for, okay, let me search for something. Since I'm working on about page, let me search for about. You can see it will bring several about pages here for me. We have this is about for a restaurant. This is another about, so I can just scroll down and look for the one which is actually convenient for you to use. Anyone you see within here that is actually okay and you feel, yeah, this is okay for me, you can actually pick that and work with that particular one. So now I'm just trying to scroll down and see which one I can choose from this particular ones I'm having here. I think this. So I think from what we are having here, I'm actually falling in love with this particular one. So let me click on it and see. Once you click on it, you can actually have a preview of how it actually looks like. Yeah, you can see. I think I'm liking this promotional offer. So you can actually, okay, this is how this particular page tends to look like. The about section, this is how it actually looks like. You can see. So from here, if you are not okay with that, you can actually go back and see how to check for any other sample of your choice. So now let me say I'm clicking on this. Let me click on this and see how this looks like. Let me see. I think this one, this is how it's having a video on it. Okay, let me just actually go back and pick the first one I actually chose from. I think this was what I picked from the first one. Okay, let me just search, because right now it's actually giving me different. Let me pick from about. Now let's see. I actually picked this, so I can pick this one and actually work on this particular one, or decide to use a different one entirely. So now let me pick this particular one, but inside, as we are working with it, let me just click on insert. When you click on insert, it's going to actually load. Sometimes it might pop up with some error. If you're actually not using Elementor Pro, the one I actually gave, you might be having some difficulty, because some of these templates here are actually the Pro version. You can actually check, there are some free versions. You can actually use free templates, you can actually use over there, but I guess this particular one I actually chose is actually a Pro template. But if you are actually using it in the Elementor Pro as I provided, in case you don't have the Elementor Pro, you can actually check in the description below. I'm going to drop a link to the video where you can get the Elementor Pro. So now just wait for it, it's going to load actually. Yeah, this is it has finished loading. So now it has loaded and brought up everything for me on my website. Now I can now, if I should save this particular website, let me save this and show you something. Actually, it has been my internet was on, it actually downloaded together with the images actually used on those particular page. So now let me just updated my website. Let me now refresh this particular page so that you see how it looks like. So after refreshing the page, this is what I actually have. You can see because of what I did here, my menu bar is still showing. So now let's see, this is what I have right now. So now let me now edit this particular page to how I want mine to look like. I'll be needing some of these parts here, I'll be removing some parts. So now let's go straight to it. So now let's say from the first side here, I'm going to leave the side the way it is here. Then on this side, I actually don't want it this way. I want to do something else to this particular. So now, okay, this is what I have. Just wanted to see if it is a full text. Okay, now this is what I have. What I'm now going to do, now I'm going to I'll remove, as I said, I'm going to remove some section. I actually don't want this. I'm going to remove this. Then on this side, I want to actually, you can see from this website, I want to join the about Pastor Japheth, our mission, and also our statement of faith. I want to join them into this particular page. So I'm going to show you how to do all that. So let me just bring in some images. Let me say from here should be our about Pastor Japheth. So now I'm going to now remove this. Let me remove this, or let me bring in an image here. I'm going to bring in an image. I need Pastor Japheth's image to be by the side, so I'm going to bring in the image. So let me assume I'm going to bring in any image here. So let's say this is the image I'm bringing about the pastor. So I'm going to now place it here and delete this. Now I'm on this one, I'm going to write the title. Let me say about Pastor Japheth. So let me say this is it, about Pastor Japheth. You can just quickly resize it to what you could say whatever you want. I'm going to make the typography, I'm going to make it thicker. So now on the color, I'm going to pick something related to blue. So now I'm going to now on the size, let me work on it, the size a little. Let me say 22. I think now on this side, now let me say this is where the description of the Pastor Japheth is going to be. So let me see. So now let me just click on this and duplicate this, or let me add a new column to this side. Adding a new column. So we have a new column here. Let me just bring in this text here. Why I did that is because I'm having some issue editing that top, so I can just quickly recreate mine and give it the necessary size I want it to go. Let me now bring this to this side. Now on this particular side, let's say this is the text I'm having, or can bring in my own text. I don't want it to have two columns there, so I can bring in my own text as I want. So this is my own text. I can just remove this. Now on this one, on this particular one, I'm going to try and duplicate the text and make the text. Let me assume it was having much write-up about the man here. So now I'm going to now note one thing. As we are working on this now, we have let me come back here, and on this particular one I'm going to stretch it so that it fills the whole page, so that it goes through the whole page. That's why I'm going to do the stretching. So now on this side, now you can see I'm having like a space above it. So let me click here and see I'm having a space. Then I'm going to also stretch this one also, then leave this side the way it is. Then on this side you can see I'm having margin top. So I'm just going to close the margin top so that it joins with that particular side. Now on the margin bottom, let me also close it for now. Now if I'm to add at all, I'm going to add something like padding at the top and at the bottom. Let me say I'm going to add 30% on every side, of it, or let me make it 40%. Let me see how 40% goes. So let me see how it looks like. Okay, I think I'm okay with, or let me increase it a little. Let me say 6. Let me see how 60 goes. Okay, 60%. I think I'm okay with 60% of it this way. So now what I'm now going to do to this particular side is to increase. Let me say, for example, if I want more space in here. No, I think the gap between this image is too much. So let me try and see how to work on the image. Let me increase it to the maximum width. Then on this side, I'm going to come to the column where we have the column. Then let's say the column space. Then let's say the widget space. I'm going to make it just 5. Then let's see how it goes. I think it's much more closer now. So let's see how I'm going to increase it. Let me say 15 and see. Stay close. So now I think the image is also being enlarged now. So let's just, from here now, I'm just going to, what I'm going to do on this image, let me reduce the size of the image a little. Reducing the size of the image a little. Then I think I'm having something better now. So now this is what I now have. The only thing I'm going to do is to add some little padding to this particular size so that the image will actually increasing the size of it. I mean the color of it. Then I'm going to, let me say 15, or yeah, let me say 15. I'm using 15 for the text. You can actually play along with all this. So now on the, since I have the text like this, then let me see how to make this to flow to the center. I'm going to add something like padding at the top. So I'm going to, on this, I'm going to add padding top. Let me say padding top. I'm giving it, let me say 60, and see how it looks like. I think 60 is not okay for me. I'm now going to make it something like, let me say 100 and see. Let me say 100 and see. I want it to be at the center. Let's see. So you can actually work on your text. Let me add some little text to this particular side again. So one thing you should note, your quantity of text you have will actually determine how your work will actually flow very well. So while working on, you should also be considering the size of your text. I mean the amount of text you're actually bringing in. Let's say you are making it 80. So I'm trying to see also how align it. I think it's a little bit better this way. I think it's a little bit, let me say 75. I think it's okay this way. I'm going to leave it this way. So now the next place I'm going to actually work on is this particular side. I'm going to now work on this particular side of this about section. This is about Pastor Japhet. As I said here, I'm done with this particular side. So now the next thing I'm going to work on now is, let's say I'm going to work on where we have our, as I said, division. I'm going to show you how to work on this division, and also this. Let me now come here. Let me say on this top now I'm having something like, let me bring another text heading on this, and let me make it our vision. I think so. Let me vision here. Vision. Vision. Center. Then just quickly work on the text. Let me say I'm using this. Then so I'm going to now use something like 35, or let me use 45. Okay, our vision, we now have our vision. Let me say this is our vision. Now I'm going to now click on here. Let me say label available, because let me just assume I'm going to add just some sample text so that it will represent our vision here. So I'm going to now, from here, the size is too much, let me make it something like 20 and see, let me say 25 and see how it looks like. So this is what we have. Let me make it center. Let me just put it center. Now let me remove this particular one here. So let's see what we have here. Now it's too much. Let me now work on this. Let me increase the spacing under it. Let me add some padding at the bottom of this particular one. Let me say 30. I need the space to be more, so that it won't be too close to this particular text. So I'm going to now, on this side it's too much, this weight is too maximum, then let me reduce it to something like 400, and let me make it 400 and see how it looks like. So 400, this is what we have. Is having an image. The image under it is actually a fixed image. So let's see on the image here. Let's see what I'm going to be explaining each and every. On this image, you can come to style. You can see it's having an image which is fixed. If you want it to scroll along, this is a scroll, it goes along, but that one was actually fixed, so you tend to scroll. The image is actually fixed on that particular side. So now on this one, now let me add some little padding to line height to actually, let me see, line height 1.2, let me see, I think 1.5 should be okay for me here. So now I just want to show you how to actually walk through all this. So now I'm going to, after this, I'm going to now link each and every one of them to this particular, to the right menu. You can see I'm having all this. I'm going to show you how to link them to the right menu. So I'm going to work on this side. So now let me assume this is what we have here. I'm going to also, I'm going to remove this one here. I'm going to also, well, the next one here is our mission statement of faith. Let's say statement of faith should also look almost like this particular one we're having here. You can see, let me click here and stretch this. Let me stretch this one so that it also goes full the way the other one, actually this one actually went full. I just need this to be at the center. So now on this particular one, now on the, let me see how to duplicate it, since it's almost what we have in the other one. So now I'm going to now click on this side and come to where I have my, then you can actually change the image if you want, or leave it blank. For this, for example, I'm going to leave mine here blank, and let me say I'm going to give it a white color background. I'm going to give it a white color background. I think it's having overlay. Yeah, it's actually having an overlay, so I'm going to also make it white. Now on our text, because of the background, now our text has to actually change its color. So I'm going to now work on our text and actually come here. You can see how I went through it. Let me say this was actually, this one now is, let me say is, the text here is our statement of faith, our statement of faith, our statement, let me say statement of faith, So you can actually put anything you want here, or let me replace this with a normal text editor. this one was actually a heading. Let me replace this with a normal text editor so that you see how it looks like. Difference between the two, both of them. Let me add another one. So let me delete this one here. Now on this particular one, I'm going to give it a uniform font. You can see it's having different font size. I'm going to now give it a uniform font size. Let me see. I'm giving it so I'm giving it 15, and let's come over here. Why actually this one actually changes and this one did not change based on what I did now is because when you come to this side, it's having some little editing on it. So I'm going to change it. This was actually a heading, so I'm going to come over here. Just ensure you look at it very well. I'm going to remove up to this place. This is actually where the coding that actually handles that particular place. That's where the coding is. So what I did is just to remove that particular code, and our text is back to how it's supposed to be. Let me now add something like a paragraph syntax here. Don't worry, I'm going to do just little HTML codings. I'm actually trying adding here so as to make this actually a different paragraph. Then you can now add a line break to break it so that you separate this particular side. So now I'm going to now come to where we have our text now and apply some. We use 15 here. Let's say I'm using 18 this time around. Then the color black. You can see it's actually different from what we have in this particular one. So let me just say assume this is what we actually have for our mission of statement of faith. So now I'm going to now leave this particular side the way it is like this. So now I'm going to, the next thing I'm going to do, just remove this one. I don't actually need this any longer. I also don't need this. I'm going to remove it, and also don't need that's this particular one. Let me assume even this, so I don't need it. So now what I actually picked there was just this and this particular section, and probably this top side. Let me just about us, learn more about it. You can just leave this the way it is, or you can actually edit it to your taste if you want to edit it. But I'm going to do, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to just leave it like that. I don't want to actually make the video too lengthy. It's actually becoming too lengthy, and I'm not yet done with what I actually wanted to show you. So I'm going to now leave it the way it is like this. Now from here, what I'm now going to do now is to come over to this side. I'm going to add some little padding to the top of this particular side, so that I don't want this to be too close to the wall, to the top. So I'm going to add a little padding to the top. Let me say 20. I think I'm okay now. Let me now come. Now this is what I now have. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to be is the final aspect I'm going to be showing you now. Like for example, let me update this. Now we'll now go into our website now, where I'm going to, this is, I think it's still updating. That's updated. Now let's opening my website, the about Pastor Jacket, so that you see how it looks like now. So this is what we actually have right now. This is what we have on our website right now. So now what I'm going to now do now is just for me to see how to do the individual linking to this particular page. You can see when you open the about page, if you click on this now, it's going to open this particular page for us. Now another thing still remains. After opening this particular page, now we have the about Pastor Japhet, which will come first. Actually, we need to add something like a navigation that will navigate to this particular place. From this, in case you click here direct, it should take you to this particular place direct straight. And also if in case you click on this one, it will just scroll and take you straight to this particular place. This will actually take effect in any area you are. If, for example, if you were in this side, you can actually do that. So I'm going to do that for you, show you how to do that right away. So we have our mission and also our statement of faith. Now let's go straight into what I'm going to be showing you now. So now, first of all, on this our mission, I'm going to come here where we have this stuff. Now I'm going to click on here. I'll click here, then come to where we have our advanced, then come to the CSS ID. We'll be doing a little of. Now come to the CSS ID. I'm now going to add, let me say something like our vision, our underscore vision, and ensure that this particular ID I gave here, I'm not going to use it in anywhere apart from this particular place. Now this is our mission vision I actually put here. Then on this particular one, I'm going to also do the same thing. Let me come here, the CSS ID, let me say our statement of faith. I separated each of them with an underscore, just note that. So now this is, I added these two CSS ID where we have this, and also where we have this for these two particular two icons. I want to link these two navigations to this particular place. So now after doing that, I'm going to update this particular page. Once I update this page, I can actually do that also by using our anchor tag, but I want to jump to it straight from here. And now let's go back to where we have our main dashboard. I'm going to go to our dashboard. You can see we actually have our vision where I created, but this time around I'm no longer using that particular listen again, so I can actually delete it to save the number of pages I'm actually creating. I'll just create a sample. Now let's come to our menu. Going back to our menu once again. So now this is our menu where we have our menu. You see this our vision and also our statement of faith. I'm going to edit it now. I'm going to add another one. Let me see, I'm adding it. Sorry. Come to where we have our custom. Then let me make this our vision. Then on the address, I'm going to do something like this. On the address, we'll be having something like, let me bring this. Let me come here now. Copy this address. Copy the address. Now come to where you have paste this address here. Now one thing you are going to note. Okay, sorry, let me do this. Copy this, the one for this, because this is the main one actually holding this particular page. So I'm going to copy that main one holding that page. I'm going to now replace it here, paste it here. Now we have about Pastor Japheth as the main one there. Now slash, at the end of that I'm going to add something like hashtag. I'll put hash, then the way I wrote it there, our vision. So this is how it's going to look like. You can actually leave it this way, the way it is like this. It's actually going to still work for you. So let me click on add to menu, then do another one, then hash our statement of faith, then our statement of faith. Add also. Now what I'm now going to do is to bring it and replace this ones here. We have our vision, our mission, vision, our statement of faith. So now I'm going to, on this one that is page, I'm going to remove it, and also on this that is a page, I'm going to remove it. So we now have only custom links here. So now let me save it now and show you what happens here. So now my menu is actually saved. So now what I'm now going to do now is, let me come here and let me click on my home page to take me to my home page. So I'm actually at my home page. Now let's try and see something. Let me click on this my vision. Once I click on my vision, what it does, it's going to take me straight to where I have my vision. It's actually scroll to where we have my vision. Instead of coming over here straight, it actually scroll and went to where we have our vision. So now if I'm on this particular page now and I click on my statement of faith, it actually scroll to my statement of faith. That is, let me go to another page now. Let me show you something. I'm in another page. Let me now do my statement of faith. It will take me straight to where I have my statement of faith. You can see it will actually just scroll to that particular page. So that is just how we do our creating of the individual pages. So now let me remove, the final step is to remove this one I placed up here. So I'm going to now drag it up, drag this up here, then on this side I'm going to remove this. That is just the simple thing we are going to do here. So this is what we now have. So now save my menu. Once you save this, you can refresh your website, then you see how everything looks like. So now, one thing I'm going to remember, when we were creating this particular website, I told you we are going to be doing something like, sorry, the video is actually becoming very lengthy, but actually I can't. Let me just try and see how to give you one or two things here. Remember when I started, I told you our website is actually going to be very, very responsive. So what I'm going to be doing now is to click on check. You can see all this while we'll actually be working on our desktop view. So to check, see how each other ones is, you can click on your mobile tablet. It's going to give you the tablet view of this particular website. So from here you can actually adjust how individual items looks like. You can see on this one now, I actually don't like the way this particular site actually looks like, so you can easily just work on it yourself from here directly. So let me say on this particular one now, you can actually increase the way this looks like. You can increase this, sorry, let me click on this. Now you can adjust it the way you want it. See, now on this particular one, let's say I'm going to add something like, I'm going to remove the padding from it, and also going to add something like a border. Let me say from the left I'm going to add border 20, and from the right 20, or let me make the right 0 since I want it to go through the right 0. Then on this side now I'm going to work on, you can see I'm having some, this is what I have right now. So I'm going to now do something now on this side, as if my image doesn't flow well. So I'm going to now ensure it flows. I'll remove it and make it 0. So let's see. Then on the top, let's see, I'm making it 30, and also on the down 30 to give a little space between them. So now let's just see how to, let's see on this, making it 100. They actually change the position, how they actually look like on this particular on tablet and also on mobile. So let's see 60 and see. Then let me make this 40 and see 40. You can now see it actually flows through. We have 40 here and 60 here. You can actually work on them the way you want. Now you can decide to leave it this way, but it's not actually going to be nice because of this particular. So I'm going to click on this and add some little padding on every side. So let me make it, let's say 20 on every side, so that it doesn't go too close to the wall of the page. So I'm going to now click here on the left hand side and make this 30, make more space here. So now this is just how you actually play along with your text. So on this one now, let me see, this is what we have. So on the tablet view, I can decide this is how this particular one looks like. Then on this side, I'm actually not okay with the size of this here, so we can actually still work on this particular side. Let me make this, click here and come to where we have this and reduce the size. Let me say to something 20. Let's see, 20, I think is okay. Then on this one, I'm going to also reduce the size to something like, let me say 35. I think this is okay. Same thing with here, I'm going to also do the same thing to that. Let me say 35. Then on this side, let me say here should be something like 15. So you can, this is actually how you work on these particular pages, and you can see I'm having too much space at the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is to see how to click here. I'll click on this last one at the bottom here, then come to where we have this. Then on the bottom, I'm going to reduce it to something like, let me say 50 and see, or let me make 70, so that it closes, so that there won't be much space between them. It's like to close, there won't be anything like white space. So I can, this is, I'm okay with the mobile tablet view now. So you can actually still do the same thing to the mobile view of it. You can see is everything you are changing, you're actually seeing is actually showing whether mobile or tablet. So this my mobile view now, I can click on it and also do the same thing on my mobile view. But my mobile view now, I'm having this, I'm going to click here, the size was 30, I'm going to reduce it to something like 14 on my mobile view. Then on this, I'm going to make it 25 and see how it looks like. 25 is okay. Then on this two, I'm going to make it 25. Then on this one, I'm going to, I think this one I'm okay with it the way it is. So now this is just how you work on your pages and try to make them as responsive as possible. Okay, on this one now, we have the picture first and this. If you don't actually want it this way, you can see is because of this I'm having some little. So on this image now, I'm going to add a little padding on this image so that it gives a little space here. So I'm going to add a little padding at the bottom of it. Let me say 20, so that it gives a bit space between here. So on this text, I'm going to either increase it or reduce it. Let me see how 25 looks like. Then on this one now, let me see on the alignment, you can see it's showing mobile, so I can now set it to be at the center. So now I'm going to come back here to where we have this and actually set your margin. You can see from the left there was a space here, so I'm going to actually remove that space on the padding at the left. And let me come back here and see something on the column horizontal on the mobile view. Now I'm going to remove the space in between. Then I'm going to now also click on here, ensure there is no space. Okay, there's no space here. So now this is how on this one now going to remove the space also. Okay, so it goes through my work very well. So this is actually how you work on your different. You can see I didn't actually work on the show you the mobile view to how to edit this, but you can actually do that yourself to set up, ensure your mobile view is actually okay. Actually what I did was on these pages. Now this is how my mobile view actually looks like. Same thing here, I didn't work on the mobile view, and this that is why it is as if it's scattered. So each and every page you're actually working on, try as much as to also work on each and every views of it. Whether mobile, the mobile view should be okay, the tablet view should be okay, and also the desktop view should be actually okay. So I believe you might have actually learned a lot from this particular tutorial. If I actually wanted to edit my header now to make it mobile responsive, just to click on the edit area here, edit header here, so it will actually load up. Then I edit my menu the way it is. I want it to look like. So you can see, okay, let me just work on this menu. I'm not going to do, so I'm going to see how the tablet view is. Tablet view, I don't like the way, I don't want it this way, so I'm going to click here, click on this, on the menu, then I'm going to come to where we have this. So on the none, on the tablet, then breakpoint should be from mobile. The breakpoint should be from mobile view. So this is how we do that. Now on the mobile view, now I'm going to think I'm okay with the menu the way it is now. Now on the mobile view, this size is too big and I want it to be a, so I'm going to come to this and make sure it's select the hammer. Then on this side I'm going to click on it and reduce it to something like this. Then on this weight here, I'm going to make the weight, let me say 50. Then on this side also I'm going to make it 50 so that it comes here. So I'm now going to now adjust this, let me say this one. Now I'm going to come here and take it to the left. It should be at the left here. Then you can actually still increase the size of it so that it becomes bigger here. So now I'm going to now click on this particular one. I want it to go to the left. It should come flow to the left, not at the center. It should be from this left here. So now I'm going to close this. So this is how it's going to look like. You can actually play along with the size to reduce the size of the toggle menu. If you see that it's too big, actually play with the size. You can see, actually play with the size of it so that you get the actual size you want. So once you are done with it, you just update it. Everything is going to look perfectly well. So now let's refresh our website now and see how everything looks like, both the mobile view, the tablet view, and also the desktop view. So now on our desktop view, this is what we are expecting to get from our desktop view of this particular website on this particular site. So now the next thing I'm going to, let me show you how our tablet view is going to look like. This is how it's going to look like on our tablet view. So now let's see how the mobile view is going to look like. Just reduce your screen. This is how my mobile view is actually looking. So you can actually play along with all these settings. You can actually hide it. You can just watch, ensure you make sure you come back and watch each and every. I'm going to be teaching you different things in every aspect of this particular tutorial.
If you're still watching this video and you have not yet considered subscribing to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new videos.
Until next time, this is where I'm going to actually stop on this video. Sorry, it's actually a lengthy one, but I actually don't know how to actually make it faster for you because I need to explain each and every step for you so that you'll be able to understand and follow. If you have any question, you can actually drop in the comment box below. If you have any video idea you want me to work on, you can actually drop in the comment box below. I'll try my best to respond to you. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.